But the reason I wanted to talk about a person like Campbell, because normally I don't pay much attention. So in his letter to the the Starbuck News, that was published in the Starbuck News, he said, the vice president has a genetic predisposition to eating his cake and having it. So he's talking about my genetic predisposition. Now, my genes come from my parents. So he's either saying my parents are duplicitous, or I think more broadly, he's talking about Indo-Guyanese, because I see a pattern here. So Nigel Hughes reposted the same thing, my genetic predisposition. And I saw Jordan said something along the similar line, as though it's coordinated, that we believe only one type of people can manage the country. So this view exists in, I think, in what I said before, the urban elite. It's a racist view. Just imagine if I were to say that he is genetically predisposed to evading taxes, or something of that sort. They would have made a big issue already that I'm racist. Yes, this passed off. And it got published in the newspaper that I'm genetically predisposed to basically lying. And so, let me tell people like Terrence Campbell and the others, I'm proud of who I am with my gene pool. I'm extremely proud who I am. I'm a rural person. I grew up on the East Coast, and my parents were simple people. And I think they passed on to me the capacity to treat others with respect, and also to work hard to achieve things in life. But they also gave me, I think, genetically, the predisposition to recognize bullshit when I see it. And they also, so I can recognize useless people, the pretend sophisticates, who believe often that by sipping wine, not that there's anything wrong in sipping wine and discussing Chaucer or Keats or someone else, a great poet from the Middle Ages or Shakespeare, that they are somehow better than others, because I see through all of that. And I think I'm genetically predisposed to call them out for what they are. They're hollow, fake intellectuals with great deal of pretense, and they are not happy. They lose ground, particularly when people poke beyond this sophisticated veneer that they cultivate over the years. Where they have vacations and they talk about that, and with whom they mingle and stuff like that. I have, in my lifetime, I'm proud of what I've achieved. In my 20s, I became a minister. 35, I became the president of this country. I've gone through a whole range of things. So I've dealt with almost everything around the world, met leaders, etc. But that doesn't change who I am. And I can spend my genetic predisposition, I can spend all day of my life talking to a farmer, a sugar worker, a bauxite worker, a taxi driver, and I will gain more from them, from these fake people like Campbell and the others. So I'm not going to go into what he said here today. So who is more fake than a pretend independent who said his only reason for him to enter into politics was to keep the PPP out of office? Who is more fake than that? And with Nigel Hughes, he repeated it, Nigel Hughes, because it comes from the same group that they hang out with. And frankly speaking, it's not that Jordan, when we say that you're hopelessly manage the economy, it's not about Afro-Guyanese. We have, in our government, we have a ton of efficient people, and there are tons of efficient Afro-Guyanese. We don't talk like that. We're talking about the useless pretense that we, like you and the others. Not one group of people. For them, everything is about race. You have thousands of Afro-Guyanese who never got a chance on them, who are capable and could manage anything in the world. And they're demonstrating this. Not you. Don't rub your feces on other people. That's what they do. And to create this air, oh, it's a racist comment. It is whistleblowing, the racist whistleblowing. But they're useless, so they want to elevate it to a whole class of people. Now, this is the same person, I think, complained when somebody said about rigging is in a particular DNA, some Afro-Saxon DNA. He was complaining about Terrence Campbell, maybe rightfully so. But today, he says, it's my genetic predisposition that made me, oh, I'm a liar or something like that. My genetic predisposition. I'm proud of who I am, and I don't have any chip on my shoulder for these pretend fake intellectuals, because they can't. Half of them can't run cake shop as Nigel Hughes has demonstrated. He doesn't know anything. You're all this big facade about in court. You see him floundering every week on any policy issue. Hopeless. Even Jordan in his, he said, according to Jordan, the board cannot tell the government when to withdraw and how much to withdraw. Even Jordan gave a comment like that, but Terrence Campbell wants that done, because Jordan probably may have read the law. So I don't, that is all I'm going to say about the NRF this week.